my friends, it's one of life's greatest honors to stand before you as a son of a single immigrant mother with a third-grade education, as the president of our nation's finest legislative body. Of course, the power within this chamber has never been about one individual or about 40. It's in fact about the 39 million lives outside of this building. Those who live, work, raise families, striving for a safe, healthy, hopeful future in a state admired around the world for inventing the future. We represent them. More importantly, we reflect them in this incredible legislative body. The diversity of this body, age, race, gender, bilingualism, your background, whether your last name is Wilk or you have a few more syllables like Wachowski, we're a living, breathing testament to the ideal that California is a place where people celebrate, not castigate their differences. For senators newly sworn, I say to you and your loved ones, felicidades, congratulations. And for those returning senators, thank you for the historic progress that we have made, that we have created together. If anything, this past election was a powerful reaffirmation of our collective work to make California a stronger, safer, more inclusive and prosperous state. I want to acknowledge my Republican counterpart, Jean Fuller, for her incredible public service and for her incredible friendship. We have worked so well together, and we will continue to work well together. Let's give it up, please, for our Republican counterpart, Jean Fuller. And I want to say to all senators here today, Democrats as well as Republicans, we are part of the same California community. And I can tell you this, the election is over, thank God. Welcome, Mr. Wilk, to the Senate body. And I could tell to all of you here today, I could not care less which side of the aisle you sit on, only the quality of your ideas and values that you stand on. And I look forward to working with each and every one of you and helping you make sure that Californians actually achieve their dreams. For my Democratic colleagues, we know that our majority serves at the pleasure of the people, and will only be super if we lead responsibly, remain fiscally prudent, and deliver, in fact, on our promises. Even after a legislative session of extraordinary accomplishments, there is still much work to be done. Chief, and perhaps most immediate among them, is transportation and infrastructure. As powerful as California's economy is, and it's the 5th largest economy in the world, our system doesn't work if Californians cannot get to work. No matter what else we accomplish together, if we don't comprehensively address the needs of the lack of investment in affordable housing, in our crumbling roads, our bridges, our parks, our water resources, it will continue to be a drag on the quality of life of our communities. In the coming weeks and the months, this institution will once again be a conveyor belt of bold ideas for California's most pressing priorities. We have much to do over the next 2 years, and the voters have elected the right women and the right men to do the job. And yet, I can say this, when the success of this session is actually ultimately measured, our most important role might be as check and balance. See, California is the last rock before the continent gives way to the ocean. We have always represented a future for restless Americans, a land of what could be. Now, this body has been called to service at a pivotal, and some would say a portentous moment in our state's and nation's history. In their wisdom, our constituents have sent us here with a very clear and overwhelming mandate to continue making California the truest embodiment of the American dream, where people of all races, religions, and backgrounds can live in safety, attend excellent public schools, access to public health, breathe clean air into their lungs, and contribute to one of the most powerful economies in the world. At the same time, we confront a dichotomy of democracy. Unique in our history were the most overt opponents of our state of state, through public declarations, appears to be the incoming head of state. And although our president-elect lost the popular vote and 4 million more Californians voted for his opponent, he will be our president. We hold the highest reverence for that office, regardless of whose name is on that desk. But I also know that our democratic and federal systems were designed by our founders to endure, to be bigger than any one election or any one executive. Many Californians, some tongue-in-cheek and some hand-to-heart, have advocated withdrawal. But America, no state ever succeeds by seceding. So let me be clear. California will accept the election results, as we always do. California will adhere to the Constitution, as we always do. But California will never appease to those who threaten to undermine our prosperity or deprive our people of their most fundamental human rights. We refuse to regress back to the politics of scapegoating, preying on religious, racial, and ethnic hostilities, echoing the dark, divisive days of Proposition 187. We will always fight for what is right. We will always fight for our California values in a bipartisan fashion, as we always do. Senators, let me say, the hallmark of this House has always been about policy leadership, emulated across the nation and renowned around the world. But this group of senators, each and every one of you, Republicans and Democrats alike, carry the additional and urgent obligation of moral leadership. More than ever, it's vital that we ensure that California continues to be America's exceptional example, a beacon of hope and opportunity in an uncertain world, that we double down on lifting people up, that we defend our people and our progress, and that we continue to be a world leader on workers' rights, women's rights, voting rights, civil rights, social justice, economic justice, climate action, environmental protection, and access to health care and public education for everyone, irrespective of who you are and where you come from. So let me conclude, as I began, with a message to our constituents, the people of California, especially those who perhaps were bullied at one time, demeaned or downsized, or told that they're dispensable because they're different. California has always been a place where you can be whoever you are and become whoever you dream of being. That's a principle which has always been bigger than politics or partisanship. And there are 40 exemplary Californians on this floor here today who represent both sides of the political spectrum, who I know are ready to stand up and speak out for each and every one of you. Now, California has endorsed all of you here today with their vote and have entrusted each and every one of you with their future. And we will not let you down, my fellow Californians. We will not let you down by backing down. Not now, not ever. I am proud of this robust bipartisan body. We always have vigorous debates all the time, but it is always carried in such a manner it's congenial and respectful. The power of dialogue in debate, and let the votes always carry the day with the votes and the people of the state of California. To my Republican colleagues, to my Democratic colleagues, let's get to work. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.